Hey there, bird watchers. Welcome back to the channel. So I have an update for you on my bird feeders with the baffles and the issues with the squirrels I was having. So let me just get into that real quick. And other than that, I'm going to go over some bird food that I use, and I'll show you the camera gear that I use for the bird cams on the feeders and just for taking videos and pictures. And I'll have a slideshow at the end of this video of just photos and maybe some videos I've taken with my actual camera, the Coopix P900. So yeah, I think I'll do that in today's video. Alright everyone, so if you go back about 3 weeks, I did a video on my baffles, the baffles on the feeder and the bird feeder here. So I talked about how I had a problem with the squirrel jumping from the tree up here down to the feeder. So the baffles weren't being effective in that way. But I actually did move the feeder up more towards the house. So I moved it away from the tree a little bit, and it's closer to the house. At that time I did tell you my concerns about jumping off this antique milk jug onto the feeders, and I'll go over that. So yeah, I did move the bird feeder stand more towards the house, but not so close to the house that they can climb on something on the house and then jump to the feeder. And since that, I have not had any squirrels jump on the feeders. They have not made it onto the feeders. They've tried, and they fell short coming from the maple tree. They fell short of the feeders, and then they did try from the vintage milk jug, and as far as they got was hitting the baffle. They couldn't land on top of it, but they hit the baffle, and that's as far as they got. So since then, they stopped trying. So it was a success. I haven't had any squirrels on the feeders. So yeah, I'm going to quick go over some bird food before I fill up the feeders because I'm starting to run low. So yeah, let's get into the bird food I use. Okay, so first thing before I get into the bird food, I want to let you know that I keep all my bird food in plastic containers, like plastic tote, plastic 5-gallon bucket with the lid on it. So I always have the lids on there to keep mice out. So if you leave your bird food out in bags, you'll get mice that will chew through the bags. So it's important that you keep them secure in like a plastic tote or some kind of hard plastic or a galvanized garbage can or something that the mice are not going to chew through. All right, so in this one, I just keep regular bird food, and I'll take some out to show you. And in this one, I keep like peanuts and things like that, suet, different kinds of bags, but I'm running quite low right now. So I'll take some of this food out and show you what I'm using. Okay, so I have laid out the bird food I'm currently using. I apologize for the lighting. I'm in the garage and it's not very bright in here. I do have the flash on, but I'll lift some food closer to the camera so you can see it a little better. So I use other foods besides what I have here, but I don't always get them at the same time. So I'll name some other types of foods that I use or show a picture of them. And that way you can see pretty much everything that I use. Okay, so I'll start off over here. This is your natural wild bird seed. I get it at Menards. All of this I get at Menards, which is like a Home Depot. I don't know in what states they go through, but I don't think they're in all states. But again, Menards is like a Home Depot, but with added stuff in their store, like, you know, bird food, animal food, pet food, groceries, drinks, everything like that. So, but they're going up in prices. I was getting it there because they were cheapest, even cheaper than Walmart. But now their prices are going up as well. So it's not cheap to feed birds. But because we're limited to how much we can go out, then I like to feed my birds in the backyard and enjoy my birds here. So even if this means I buy bird food, but I don't buy anything else, yes, in the summertime, bird watching is a must. Well, it's a must all year round, but you know what I mean, I hope. So let's get started. This is, I think in Menards, they call this country mix. So I'm going to grab some here. Okay, so hopefully you can see that. All right, so you see all the sunflowers, or the sunflower seeds. Just about all birds love sunflower seeds. Anything from your small birds to your medium-sized birds to your big birds. So even though these sunflower seeds are very small, blue jays will pick these up, grackles will pick them up, and they'll just sit there and crack them open. So when you get just a wild bird mix, you want to make sure that you have a lot of sunflower seed in there. Otherwise, you're going to get a lot of stuff like this, which I'm very fortunate in this bag. I don't know if you can see that. Just little round pebbles like that. Those are mostly left behind because no bird wants them. There have been times I put this stuff up and everything will be eaten but those small round pebbles. I think it's called millet. And I end up having a tray full of those things and I dump them out for the squirrels. So yeah, whenever you buy a wild bird mix, find a bag that has tons of sunflower seeds. And this bag did. So going forward, I'm going to buy this mix because all the birds are eating it. So in this mix also comes shelled peanuts. So they got that. There's cracked corn. So like corn kernels. Can pick it up here. So like corn kernels. All the birds love corn kernels. And then there'll be like this little white thing that looks like sunflower seed, but it's called a safflower seed. Yeah, those are called safflower seeds. Cardinals love those. But I've been fortunate since I bought this bag. This is the first bag of this stuff that I bought, and the birds are eating it like crazy. So yeah, make sure there's a lot of sunflower seeds and not so much of that small pebble stuff. Okay, so that's what they call a country mix or a wild bird mix. And that's going to be your cheapest, but even now they're going up in price. So yeah, like I said, it's not cheap to feed the birds. But if it's all you can do, if you're somebody that can't get out in nature, then it's worth it to buy this stuff so you can feed the birds and watch them. All right, so the next thing are peanuts with a shell on them. Now, if you go to your bird food section, they have these peanuts in the bird food section, but I buy human peanuts that have the shell on them, but you want to make sure they're no salt. So I buy no salt peanuts in the human section at Menards because they're way cheaper than the ones in the bird section. So I think this is like a 7-pound bag for like $5 or 5 something. So with these type of peanuts, you're gonna, blue jays love them, larger woodpeckers, grackles, red-winged blackbirds. So most of your larger birds will eat these peanuts. They'll take them and just crack the shell. And I think I've had that in some of my bird cam videos where you see grackles just cracking open these peanuts and taking the peanut out. So yeah, these are a favorite of blue jays. And like I get the most common woodpecker for me is the red-bellied woodpecker and the downy woodpecker. Well, the downy woodpecker is small, so I don't think I've seen them take these peanuts. But the red-bellied woodpecker, they love these peanuts as well. So I get those. And then you have the already shelled peanuts, like this. And I get these in the bird section. And they're not cheap. This is like an 8-pound bag for like $13. But this bag was all shelled peanuts. And this is good for all the other types of birds. Well, you'll still get your big birds, eating these, like your blue jays, grackles, everything I named before. They'll still eat these, and a lot of times they'll pick these before they pick these, because then they don't have to work for them. So, but what also will eat these, and that's why these are good, the smaller birds can eat them also. So chickadees love these. I've seen chickadees fly off with the whole peanut in their mouth. Cardinals I've seen eat them. Sparrows, finches will break them up. So these are good for all birds. And they sell them in bags with just all shelled peanuts like this, or it's a mix of shelled peanuts and shelled sunflower seeds. So sunflower seeds that don't have the black shell on them, it'll be a mixture of those two in one bag. Sometimes I get that one as well. But since I got a lot of sunflower seed in this bag, I decided to go with just the shelled peanuts in this bag. All right, so those are the ones I currently have open. And you have like your stackers. Oh, let me get the feeder that this would go on. Okay. All right, so this is called a stacker. And you can get some, like Walmart sells them, but they just look a little different. They come with a hole in the middle, and they're all caked together. They're like baked that way. Okay, so when you open it, it's not all going to fall apart. It's going to stay like that. And this is the stacker feeder. You would just slide it down here, and it'll stay there. And birds can perch all around here and just peck at it. I've had it where I've had small birds peck at this, finches, chickadees, nuthatches, up to the big birds like starlings, grackles, blue jays. Every type of bird, they love picking at these. And this one is a mixture. Again, there's peanuts in there, cracked corn, millet, you know. And you can find them in different varieties like fruit and nut and things like that. So I'm actually going to put this out today on the bird feeder and point the bird cam at this. So let's see what we get with that. And then we have suet. I always get the no melt suet. It's good especially in the summertime. So this is a berry flavor. You can, let me get the suet feeder for that. I should have been more prepared. Okay, so this one is a double suet feeder. You can, this just opens the doors here. There's latches right here, and it just opens, and you stick the suet in there. Of course, not in the bag, right there, and you close it up. And the birds will peck at it through the cage. So you can stick 2 suets on here, one on that side, and the other side opens as well. So there's that side. And then you just can hang it on here, and the woodpeckers will come. And other birds like to peck on these besides woodpeckers. Starlings love suet. Everything I'm telling you is just my experience, what I've seen in my backyard. So I've seen starlings go crazy over suet. So that's suet. And as we get through spring and summer, as I put different feeders out, I'll show you the different types of feeders that I have. My favorite for the bird cam is a platform feeder, which you've seen plenty of times already. But I do have different feeders to put out. So I'll show you those. And with some spring migration coming up, we'll be expecting orioles, grosbeaks. So I'll be showing you more on like grape jelly and orange, oriole feeders, hummingbird feeders, things like that. So the last one, this isn't the last type of food I use, but the last one I have to show you. I buy bags of berry flavor suet nuggets. You can see they're just little suet balls. And I do have this type of feeder, but what I do is I just take some and I mix it in with all this type of food for the platform feeder, and you'll get like little downy woodpeckers that love to come and take them. So you have peanut butter suet, peanut suet, berry suet, there's orange suet. There's so many different types out there, but that's what I have right now. So right now, in my possession, this is what I have. I'm running really low on bird food. I'm on a really tight budget, but I do what I can to enjoy the birds because we don't go anywhere. So yeah, I'm going to put this hanger, this stacker feeder out, get it out there. And then when I go in the house, I'll show you all my camera gear, what I use to power it. And I'll show you just a slideshow of photos I've taken. I am nowhere near being a professional photographer or videographer. And I don't get into the, trying to be one. I just enjoy the birds and I want to capture them. That way in winter where we can't go out or anything, I can look back on these videos. So I'll show you all that stuff and hope you enjoy the slideshow at the end. So I'm going to get some bird food out, get my bird cam set up, and bring on the other suet feeder, and stay tuned.